So Kalameet is considered, along with Manus and Artorias, to be one of the hardest bosses in the game as well. So you can definitely see the theme there with the DLC bosses. They're considered to be very difficult. Obviously, as I stated previously, and as you saw through the amount of attempts that it took me, to me, I don't think any boss in this game, including the DLC, is even close to being as difficult as Ornstein and Smough. Like, they are so much more difficult than any other boss in the game, to me at least, that it's not even really much of a comparison. But that is rather unpopular. Like, people think that Ornstein and Smough is hard. Obviously, it's a very hard boss. But in regards to the DLC bosses, most people consider Artorias, Manus, and Kalameet to be more difficult than Ornstein and Smough. But in my experience, that has just not been the case. Obviously, having this shield makes things a lot easier, as you saw with Artorias and Manus. But if I had this shield in Ornstein and Smough, I don't think it would have been the deciding factor as it has been with Artorias and Manus, because that is a multi-enemy boss fight, and just having a better shield is not going to stop me from managing both of them well and avoid getting hit in the back and stuff like that. And blocking in Ornstein and Smough is not particularly effective anyway, at least in most cases, I've found. But yeah, regardless, Kalameet is a very difficult boss. So Goff shot him down. He'll be around here somewhere. Hopefully this doesn't take me too many attempts. I actually think Kalameet is more difficult than Artorias or Manus. Where is he? Oh, here he is. I haven't quite nailed down the best way to actually fight him. Except kind of just stay at his feet. Oh, really? Okay, well, he's doing this already. So this is the Calamity grab attack, which puts that little red dot above my character, and it makes it to where I take more damage from his attacks. Ooh. So, trying to stay underneath him is generally a good idea. At least from what I understand, it tends to help. You know, big bosses, if you can stay where they are unable to hit you as well, that is going to yield more success. He does do these fire attacks, which are kind of impossible to not take damage from, unless you have a shield which blocks 100% fire damage, which, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure if such a shield exists in the game. It might. So the best place to heal during this boss fight is up underneath him. Usually gets you the most amount of time. The Calamity debuff that I had that makes me take more damage, it has worn off now, which is good. It's not a permanent thing, but he can do that attack multiple times, so whenever he winds it up, you should try and get out of range of it, like this, but I have a hard time with that, honestly. But as long as I keep my composure and remain blocking, the attack shouldn't be too bad. This is a much more technical boss fight, I think, than either Artorias or Manus is. Or are. Either Artorias or Manus are. Either Artorias or Manus is. I think this is a much more technical boss fight. I think it asks more of you as a player. Maybe a bad time to heal. No, I got away with it. So as long as you can block the majority of his physical attacks, the bulk of your damage will be dealt through the fire attacks. Well, that was unlucky. Trying to heal when it's smart, and I'm gonna get caught in that every single time, aren't I? It seems like that will be the case. What can you do? I'm just trying to get hits in when I can. Try not to get greedy. I've kind of got him backed into a corner here. Let's see. Oh, you can. Okay, that's good to know. You can actually kind of. I was actually inside of his face right there. That was odd. But hey, it kept me from taking damage from his fire, so I'm not going to complain. Come on, Kalameet. Fire attack. Yep. If you go far enough away from him whenever he does the fire attack, you can't avoid it. It doesn't have infinite range. It doesn't cover the entire arena, but if you're, doing damage to him up underneath and he begins the fire attack, it's more than likely going to hit you, so just take the damage, block your way through it. Let's see. Ooh, couldn't avoid it that time. Or that one, my goodness. Probably a bad time to heal, but it's okay. We ended up with more health than we started with, so it was a worthwhile venture overall. Ooh, tail attack. Wasn't expecting that. In a way, this boss fight is kind of like a souped up version of Sif, because it's like a big four-legged creature. Anyway, we killed him. Not too bad, not too bad. How many souls does he drop? 60,000, nice. So he drops the Calamity Ring. A ring enchanted by the Orange Eye of Kalameet, the bringer of calamity, doubles damage received by its wearer. A useless ring befitting of no finger, best left unknown, or at least well hidden. So yeah, as it says, this ring makes you take double the amount of damage that you would if you weren't wearing it. Why is it in the game? It's kind of for masochists, or just people who want to give themselves a greater challenge. But you won't be seeing me use that anytime soon. I believe just over here under that waterfall is a chest. I'm pretty pleased that I was able to get him in the first attempt. As always, staying calm, and just pick your spots carefully makes all the difference in the world. Even whenever you're taking damage, don't panic. Titanite slab, nice. Alright. So, now I can head over back to Golf and report our success. Let's do that, shall we? I'm actually glad I didn't die there, because I don't know where it would have spawned me. I don't remember the last bonfire that I rested at. Because whenever you warp to a bonfire, that does not count as you resting at it. So if I'm in the bonfire in Anor Londo, for example, and I warp over to, I don't know, if I warp over to here, and then I die here, I'll respawn in Anor Londo, because that was the last bonfire that I rested at. Warping to a bonfire does not, you haven't necessarily rested at it. But, I got him first try, so was no big deal. Actually, I was expecting, of all the DLC bosses, Kalameet was the one that I thought was most likely to take me more than one attempt. But honestly, he was playing pretty nice today with his moves that he did. My shield helped a great deal, as always. Yeah. Generally speaking, the way that the majority of people would rank the DLC bosses, they would have Manus being the most difficult, then Kalameet, then Artorias, then the Sanctuary Guardian. But the Sanctuary Guardian is a good way below those other three. But for me, I think it's actually Kalameet is the most difficult, then Manus, then Artorias. Actually, I don't know. Manus might be more difficult than Kalameet, because if you're using the silver pendant, you have to worry about timing it to block his magic attacks, and if you don't have the silver pendant, then you're going to get hit with his magic attacks, so I don't know. They're all difficult nonetheless. I killed the dragon, brother.
Why, thou hast defeated Kalameet? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon thee. That beast will never take to the skies again.
Fantastic. Anything else to say?
Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 80 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. At our twilight, old thoughts return in great waves of nostalgia.
Okay.
This great bow, I shan't need it. But no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine.
Oh, I thank you, sir.
I suspect thou hast taken a gander at it, but the dark of the abyss, which swallowed poor Artorias, threatens to devour our entire land of Oolacile. It seems that this dire fate is unavoidable, but, seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad. One's demise is always one's own making.
Okay. Not really sure what you're referring to there. I mean, Manus, I would assume, but I don't know. Manus is dead, so I don't know why he's saying it can't be stopped.
Now, do not mistake my words. I cherish my work. Wood carving is a nuanced art. I would have much to talk about with that blacksmith. In truth, how is the old chap, I wonder? Still hammering away, I should hope.
I think he's talking about the blacksmith in Anor Londo.
Now, do not still.
Okay.
Farewell, proud human. May every honor be bestowed upon thee.
Why, thank you. Alright, we can head on back to a bonfire. Do-do-do. Here we are. I only used 6 flasks during that boss fight. That's pretty good. Okay, so with Kalameet dead, that means that there is only one boss left in this game that I've yet to kill, optional or otherwise. And that's the final boss of the game. So with Kalameet dead, I've done pretty much everything that there is to do in Dark Souls 1. So, there's nothing left to do than pursue the final boss and ultimately the end of the game. So, in order to do that, let's warp on over to the Abyss. Talk to Koth.
What is it? I am your guardian. Go on. State your wish.
Let's go ahead and warp.
Very well. Be still. Entrust thy flesh to me.
And the only thing left to do to get through this giant door is to insert the soul of Seath the Scaleless into the Lord Vessel. Offer souls to Lord Vessel. And let's see. Oh, I can't kindle this, can I? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have... Oh, all of a sudden I have 20 flasks. I ain't complaining. I should probably level up. Let's see. I might as well use all the soul items that I have. There's no reason not to. If I even have any. Hello? Maybe I didn't go down far enough. Oh, here they all are. Let's see. Got me another 20,000. Another 8,000. 5 souls of a brave warrior. Oh, I only used 1. Dang it. Let's try that again. Let's see if this can get me to level up more than once. Vitality. Yeah, I guess that's good. Can't think of anything else to put it in. Alright, and with that, I guess we're ready to go. Onwards to the final boss. We can see the ghosts of the Knights of Gwyn. Man, I love this game. The killing of the first flame, where Lord Gwyn sacrificed himself to keep the flame running and extend the Age of Fire. Let's get over there, shall we? Got some Black Knights through here. The remains of the Knights of Gwyn. The Knights of Gwyn that came with him whenever he what do you call it? Whenever he I'm trying to think of the word. I don't want to say sacrificed again. Well, anyway, the knights that came with him when he sacrificed himself to keep the flame running, they were scorched, and that's why they're black and dingy looking. The other Knights of Gwyn are ones that stayed in Anor Londo to defend the Holy City. Those would be the Silver Knights that we saw before. And these knights came to guide and protect Gwyn on his way to prolong the Age of Fire. He ended up becoming scorched and going hollow, just like all the rest. Come on, sir. Come over here so I can backstab you. Or at least attempt to. There you go. Oh, I'm gonna kick him off. Oh, love that. Let's see, what do we have over here? Oh, the Black Knight set. Cool. Let's see, where would that be? Oh, here it is. Helm of the Black Knights who haunt Lordran. The knights followed Lord Gwyn when he departed to link the fire, but they were burned to ashes in the newly kindled flame, wandering in the world as disembodied spirits ever after. Indeed. Let's see, if we peer over this wall, we can actually catch a glimpse of him. You can see him just standing there, holding his fire sword. Let's get down there, shall we? This area is so cinematic. Hello, sir. Alright. Should be only one more left. Indeed. And down he goes. Alright, there's nothing left to do but head through the fog gate one last time. Assuming I kill him in one attempt. That remains to be seen. Hello, Gwyn. I'm here to put you out of your misery. I'm not, like, super... Oh, Lord. Okay, I need to do better to avoid that. I'm not super familiar with his moveset. But, that's okay. We should be able to do this without too much trouble, I hope, at least. I love that all of this talk about Gwyn and all the build up to this boss fight. You come down here and you're into the arena and you find not a man and not a god, but a hollow. As with all things, as with life itself and the fires that this game is based around, and it is the natural order of things for things that are temporary to, of course, stay temporary. the once great leader, has been reduced to this. A shale of a man wailing around in a hollowed state. And this music, it's not triumphant, it's not epic, it's sad. Ooh, gosh. I didn't think he'd be able to hit me through that pillar of rock, but I forgot this was Dark Souls. And walls don't actually mean anything in regards to defense. One more hit should get him, honestly. Ooh, dodge that one, did you? Oh. And there you are. Goodbye, Gwyn. You served your people well. But unfortunately for your people, I have no interest in serving them. Whew. So once Gwyn has been defeated, he drops his soul. We can give that a read. Soul of the Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight and Cinder. Soul of the Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn bequeathed most of his power to the gods, and burned as cinder for the first flame. But even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed. So, with Gwyn dead, the game is now over, but before it actually ends, I have two choices. I can either come over here and link the fire. This would be a self-sacrificial act. This is what Frampt wanted me to do, linking the fire. This right here, this thing that looks like a bonfire, this is actually the first flame. It's more of a metaphor than it is an actual like effective. It's more of a metaphor than it is a real I'm struggling for words here. The first flame represents the lords, the gods, Lordran and Orlando, Gwyn, Seath, Nito, the Witch of Izalith, Gwendolyn, Guinevere, and it was established whenever Gwyn and those who I just named overthrew the dragons and ushered in the Age of Fire. But men have been living not worshipping the gods, but in subservience and oppression from them. The Age of Fire is the Age of Gods. With all of the lords destroyed, Gwendolyn, the four lords and Gwendolyn, and ultimately Gwyn, there are no deities left, really. So linking the fire, obviously, I would end up like how we just found Gwyn, because what he did was he sacrificed his body to burn as cinder to rekindle the first flame, which obviously ended up killing him, rendering him in his hollow state that we found him in. Quite frankly, I have no real interest in doing that, and I think it's about time for humanity to have its time. I just said it's time for humanity to have its time. It's time for humanity to have its age. The age of the gods has lasted for thousands of years in this universe. And with the choice I have here, I can either link the fire or leave, and upon leaving, thus shall begin the Age of Dark. Thus shall begin the Age of Men.
my lord, bless thy safe return. Let Kath and Framt serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness. Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.